And ladies and gentlemen, from your right, the Diamond DA-42 Twin Star. Now this is a very unusual looking aircraft. It combines a whole host of features for its particular
He is most excited about flying this aircraft, and Pete mentioned that it was unusual because this is also the first time that a Twin Star has displayed in the UK since its sales demonstration flying at the Farnborough International Air Show.
To have a look at that very long wingman, sort of a high aspect ratio wing, there's extensive use of carbon fibre composites throughout this aircraft. There it is, approaching now over the trees. Flown by Philip Pettit, plain sailing.
But Pete, you can clearly see those big bubbles on the side of the
Big blisters.
Yeah, absolutely. So it gives them
Side and then throw them out, and it made a hell of a dig.
So a remarkable story that I was told was when a PBY piloted by Lieutenant Commander Adrian Marks rescued 56 sailors in high seas from a heavy cruise in the Indianapolis after the ship was sunk during World War II. And with no more room inside, the crew tied the sailors to the wings of the aircraft, and the aircraft couldn't fly in this state, so instead it acted as a lifeboat and literally taxied along to protect the all those people hanging on the outside of the aircraft from shark attack. All the rules and regulations are abided by, and we give you a safe and secure display to watch. So the aircraft is affectionately known as Miss Pickup, and owned and operated by Plain Sailing, and the aircraft I think is currently based at Duxford in Cambridgeshire. Paul Warren Wilson, who was looking for a Catalina to replace one that they'd had originally, but it took them a little time because they were looking for something a little bit like a house, looking at something with a sound structure.
Blades that provides the lift. It's completely opposite to the helicopter, which actually brings air down through the rotor blade disc and pushes it down, providing the lift to the helicopter.
So we've seen how quickly it gets off the ground, we've seen how agile it is, how manoeuvrable, but it will also land incredibly short. So this makes a perfect way of getting to work. You know, seats for two, you can pop your briefcase in the back and commute to work perhaps.
This is a touring aircraft. It's designed for that particular purpose because Woodagaira Europe produce another version of this with an open cockpit.
Fantastic display, full of energy, showing the aircraft off to its best ability. And then coming past the commentary point, and everyone down to our right, Ragley Corner, everyone sitting in Ragley Corner, and then all the way down the crowd line. You can see right to the back of the arena. So
here comes Paul now in that Ferrari of the skies, the SF260. Think that this is a design from about 1964. They produced over 900 of these aircraft, but the vast majority of them have been sold to they've been sold to military operators, with very few really going to the civilian market. It's a two-seat aerobatic military trainer, light attack and touring aircraft, and characterised by those elegant lines and the wingtip fuel tanks. And they hold 15 imperial gallons each, or about 72 litres, 36, as a three-seat torpedo bomber. Give them a big wave, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the observer up there doing his thing. They could also carry 8 60-pound warhead underwing rockets. Merchant aircraft carriers, the MAC carriers.
Flight line, and you can see the aircraft bobbling around in their own particular airspace, but working really hard to keep that formation as tight as possible.
That everybody knows exactly what their movements are. They are maintaining position with the lead aircraft by use of throttle and visual sight lines.
Made cigarettes, but one of these aircraft flying today is the very one that he used to fly in air displays, but also in aerobatic competitions.
Basically, and there they go. To your right, the Strike Master pair. Today's machine's flown by the Empress and Short Trinity. With a lot of modification and refinement, that first ungainly looking jet promise morphed into training machines that were used.
And we have liftoff.
On the wingtips to take streamers or smoke canisters. The canisters are ignited by a model radio workshop solid state relay, and what we're seeing there is a Pete Tyndall smoke system used on the exhaust, which drops Pete Tyndall smoke fluid into the exhaust gases, and the heat causes the smoke to appear.
Of the legendary Supermarine Spitfire. 300 were built. Restored last year by Steve Carr,
And the model now has a single-cylinder 160cc four-stroke engine and a 32-inch scale propeller. And it's actually based on the full-size replica used in the film, those magnificent men in their flying machine. But actually for very practical reasons, certainly during the First World War that followed, because pilots were always keeping their head on a swivel to look out for enemy aircraft on their tail or coming in from the sides, which could lead to a lot of chase.
Slow pass, brilliant for the photographers, even though
it's beautiful, isn't it? Now, to figure out how to counter this Soviet aircraft, the US secretly evaluated the acquired MiG-17 under a project named Have Donuts. The results were staggering. Almost every naval...
the aircraft really did benefit from that German swiveling technology, but not only that, during the Korean War, the Koreans...
And he will be pulling up to do a manoeuvre called a Molaroid. Now look at those multiple spins. This aircraft has a roll rate of over 360 degrees in a second. Every time you count to one, he's already done more than one turn. So he will be pulling up. So the Molaroid is a manoeuvre named after famed aerobatic pilot Erich Muller. It's known as a helicopter spin, which includes upwards negative flick rolling. And the aircraft, literally, you can see it helicoptering down. And then pulling up for the next manoeuvre. Now, this aircraft wasn't designed by Walter Extra, another of these aircraft where the designer and pilot named the aircraft after himself, and it was designed to do really one thing, and that was to win aerobatic competitions at world-class, unlimited level, which it did with amazing success. Its strength and stiffness gives it amazing control, and also, as we said, it's an eye-popping roll rate of around about 400 degrees per second.
Visiting the United States, ironically, to have North American Aviation build the Curtiss P-40 under license. Ed Geschmerd, he counted, he said, we'll build you a better aircraft in the same time with the same engine, and in record time produced the first NA-73X, or the first Mustang. 1,600 Mustangs actually operated with the Royal Air Force. 650 caliber machine guns, 1,000-pound bomb.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the helicopter that ferries Red 10 around the country comes in to see us, goes through diamond display campaign.
Yeah, but like we saw.
Really?
Yugoslav, and with the RAAF. Also flew with the Kiwis. This particular aircraft is flown today by Steve Jones, prominent on the leading edge of the aircraft. There's a variety of armament carried by the different models of Spitfire, from 8 303 machine guns to single cannon and machine guns. Right the way through to 420mm cannons. And he built 35 of these, specifically designed for firebombing. Most unusual to see that aircraft, and particularly hear it without the grumble of the for the firefighting and engine replacement by the maintenance arm of the Conair Group. And you can see they're dropping. That's what it does in real life. Where everything goes out in one hit to take out ground fires. The French Security Civil operated 19 Firecats and Turbo Firecats between 1982 and 1966 to a US-2A aircraft and assigned to the Naval Air Station, Willow Grove, Pennsylvania. Ended its career after a time in Japan by being transferred to the continental United States. There's the growl of that 1340. thousands and thousands of people to fly. In fact, it was a major part of the advanced training for the Empire Air Training Scheme, which is a scheme founded in 1939 to supply pilots to the RAF and also to the home countries. The reason being that the Luftwaffe could bomb all of the manufacturing facilities, and they also were in range of all of the training facilities. 131,000 pilots came out of that scheme supplying pilots for the RAF, and this was the major contributor to advanced flying training, as it was also for the United States Navy and the United States Army Air Force.
Now, the Harvard is described as thrilling but challenging to fly. It was designed to be intentionally unforgiving so that pilots transitioning to the bigger and more powerful warbirds were well prepared for that next step.
As the team heads skyward, you'll see them collapse into 7 Arrow. They'll apex the loop at over 6,000 feet, nearly a mile high, slowing to 120 miles an hour, and they'll get a great view of you all sat here watching. As the team twist round to the right, they're led this year. As Red 5 calls aboard, they're setting up in coordinated roles around the formation. Keep watching for the colour change as the team come round to the right.